Vikings begin the year with a thrilling victory. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Lago Vista Football Show, right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media, brought to you by the Lago Vista Booster Club, as the Vikings go to 1-0 by beating a really solid Burnett team in a thrilling game, 23-20. Now, this game was back and forth all game long. I'm tell you what, Burnett's solid this year. They've got a lot of youth and they've got a lot of talent. They're going to grow up through the year, and you're going to see them be a way better football team by the end of the year. This is a really, in my opinion, a really good quality win for the Vikings. It went back and forth. Lago Vista led, and through the first quarter, they led at halftime. But then Burnett took the lead, and it was 20-17 into the halfway through the fourth quarter. It looked like the Bulldogs are on their way to possibly salting this game away, but the Vikings make a great defensive stand. They take over with 3 minutes left, and then they hit a big play and score with 20 seconds left, and the Vikings go to 1-0. Just a really solid victory all around for the first game of the 2024 season. Now, this is the first time you've ever found this show. What we do each and every week, we talk to the head coach of the Vikings, Coach Creighton Phillips. We do a little review and then a little preview, and then we'll mix in some other things as well. I also want to remind you that the Viking Sports Network is powered by Huddle TV. All you have to do is go online to www.fan.huddle.com, search for Lago Vista or Lago Vista Vikings. Now, it's $8 for a single broadcast, but you get 15 months for a monthly subscription. Or honestly, if you're going to watch more than just football, if you're into Lago Vista sports, get the yearly subscription at $75, and you'll be able to watch all the volleyball, basketball, football, baseball, and softball, and whatever else Lago Vista puts up there. You can be able to watch all those all year long. If you have any questions, you can email Eric Holt, eholt at lagovistaisd.net. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's the head coach of the Vikings, Coach Creighton Phillips. We're going to talk about the big win against Burnett and talk about the huge matchup against one of the most athletic teams you're going to see all year, and we'll do it right here on the Lago Vista Football Show. Do you have a kid that plays sports? Are you yourself a weekend warrior? Then I'm going to tell you something. Check out NeuroGuardPlus.com. That's NEURO GuardPlus.com. It's a mouthpiece that can not only help with concussions, but can dramatically affect the way you perform. And the mission of NeuroGuard is to, of course, reduce the risk of suffering a concussion when participating in any contact sport, military, anything that you're doing physical that you could take a blow to the head. You might want to put in a NeuroGuard mouth guard. And as I said, it not only helps eliminate concussions, it helps you perform better by simply aligning your jaw properly. And that sounds like such a simple thing, but it is so important because it allows oxygen to get to your brain. And when you get oxygen to the brain, you don't have that fog of sports or that fog of war where you get confused. And if you've ever played football, you know that's a sport where that can happen. Especially, man, you're in there in the trenches and you take a shot to the side and all of a sudden things are spinning. This mouth guard will help you keep focus by, again, simply keeping oxygen going to your brain 100%. Again, check them out, NeuroGuardPlus.com. And if you play sports, if you have a kid that plays sport, if you do something physical, one of the things that Dr. Hutchinson, the creator of this, was talking about was some people will use it when they're doing yard work and when they're mowing and things like that, where they're being physically active because they know it helps align their jaw and it keeps oxygen going to the brain, which also helps your lungs, by the way, when you can have full breath every time as you're performing. So again, check them out, NeuroGuardPlus.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball.
Terry Bennett back here on the Lago Vista Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Vikings, Coach Creighton Phillips. And, Coach, first off, congratulations on the first win in the first game. Boy, that was an intense win, 23-20 over Burnett. What were your thoughts?
Well, it was a great first game. Like you said, I felt like it was a great matchup. You know, Lago and Burnett played hard the entire game. It was, back and forth. We had some things go great for us. We had some things that certainly teachable moments to work on this week. So film Saturday was very productive. I was really proud of the kids for, kind of bowing their neck a little bit there at the end and doing what it takes to win, coming from behind and scoring with about 20 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those things where your defense needed to get them off the field, and then y'all had a few minutes to drive down. Y'all were down 20-17. And in that quarter, and I know as a coach, it's the first game of the season and all, and you're looking for, how are we getting better and all that. But just as a fan, you can't get much better than that quarter of football.
Right. That was good stuff. I didn't love them scoring and taking the lead. But I did appreciate the effort of our kids and the, not panicking. Let's do what we've practiced and they gave great effort and were able to execute it there at the end.
And you and I were talking before we started recording, talking about the execution of your offense, especially on third and fourth downs. And third and fourth downs have always been important, of course, but it feels like in this era of football, third downs especially, keeping your offense on the field, keeping their defense on the field. And y'all did a really good job of that in week one.
Yeah, I thought so. I was really proud. Really, the first half, the offense was just clicking really good. We had really just two possessions. We got the ball back with a few seconds to go in the half and just let the clock run out. But we had two long, sustained drives where we were converting on third down. We converted a fourth down and just kept it going. Now, some of it was, just execution of a play. Some of it was, trip at quarterback, extending a play and making something happen, or maybe a great catch or a great effort here or there. But it was definitely a team effort all around. And I was really proud about how it looked.
For you, after week one, what are some of the major things you think y'all need to work on?
Well, I think, we've got to get people to the ground defensively. I think some of our guys that were new, that weren't coming back with that experience, we were in the right spot. Coach had them in the right spot. They were making contact where they were supposed to. We weren't finishing tackles. I think offensively, we always have things that we can clean up, whether it be the quarterback position, getting through our reads, our progressions, offensive line, cleaning up things and rules. And when things change a little bit in front of you, that you continue to stick with your rules. So everybody's got a little bit of something to continue to tweak. I didn't feel like anything was broken. I think the kicking game was another area. We looked like a first week game and not quite where we could or should have been or would like to be for sure.
Well, and you talk about things like, not tackling as well and offensive line, trusting the rules. A lot of that's just that first week, that first time in game speed.
Right. So we actually had some kids that it was their first varsity ball game, and they're like, "Whoa, this is a lot different," And it was funny to actually hear a kid say it and recognize the fact that, life happens fast on Friday night. You got to know your job, trust what you've been coached to do, and execute full speed. There's no, everybody. It's here for everybody's battling to win. It's not practice, and so. I think there's some adjusting, obviously, with that, and that's where there's always value. And when you have returning starters and when you have a lot of returners on offense and defense, that helps your rankings and your expectation level and all that. I think our young kids are going to be really good for us, and I think they're going to adjust to game speed. They better adjust real fast this week because we got some speed coming.
I was just about to say, speaking of speed, you're going to be hosting Waco Connolly, legitimately year in and year out, one of the most athletic teams in 4A Division 1 or 2, one of the fastest teams, and I know you're going to say that, but also they do a lot of things well. When you look at the cadets, where are you worried most about? The speed?
Well, no doubt, right? They're one of the fastest overall teams I've seen on film and in a while. Even in their scrimmages, they played quality people like Glenn Rose and Stephenville, and they look fast. When you look fast against good teams, that's scary on film. They're just super athletic. They're well coached. They do a good job. Defensively, they got 11 eyes on the ball. They're in a zone, and if they read pass, they're dropping 7 most of the time. If they read run, you got 11 coming to make a tackle, and they'll travel all the way across the field to make that tackle because they're fast enough to do so. Offensively, they're just dangerous. Really, that quarterback being a 4-star athlete at cornerback he can make something out of nothing. If you defend the play correctly, stop what they were trying to do, he can still create and make bad situations for the defense.
Well, and we were talking about how well y'all executed on the third downs and a couple fourth downs against Burnett, and against a team like Conley, that's a way to frustrate their defense is if you because they're not the biggest defense, they're very fast, like you say, but if you can keep them on the field and wear them down.
Right. I think, you'd like to slow them down a little bit, whether it be fatigue or second guessing themselves just by executing things properly. I think, for us to stick to the game plan and try to, manage clock and manage our drives and just kind of chew it up and win that time of possession battle, I think that'll be big for us.
We didn't get to talk to begin the season, so I want to ask you now, y'all are firmly now entrenched in 4A. And what is as a head coach, your realistic expectations for this Viking team in 2024?
I think this is a special team. I really do. I think, I don't want to overstate or understate anything, but we really like this group of kids, and we like the potential of where they can be. I don't think we're there yet, just with what youth we do have. We have some, we have a good mix of returners, but we have some really good young ones that are coming in that are filling up roles that I think they're going to be, pretty special. I think this can be a team that you could be watching into late November and December.
Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. As always, we want to thank Coach Phillips for joining us, as he does each and every week here on the show. Almost said every day. I want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, you can email them to me, Terry at S2Ssport.com. That's Terry at S2Ssport.com. And I will read it if it fits. And also, if you send something that I think is going to be a better question a few weeks later, I will save it till then. But do know any email you send will get read. And if I don't feel it's a good question, I will respond and say, hey, thanks for the question. I don't think that's going to fit. Because on some of the shows, not this one actually, we've always, the people that email are usually pretty good. But on some of the shows, that they're going to ask questions that, you know how it is with some fans. But anyway, all you got to do, email me, Terry at S2Ssport.com. Want to remind you, if you want to watch Vikings football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, just go to fan.huddle.com, search for Lago Vista. Now there's an $8 fee for a single broadcast, $15 for a monthly, and $70 for the year. And again, if you're going to watch a lot of Lago Vista, $75 is best. If you're just mainly into football and or volleyball or a specific sport, then maybe you do the months. But I mean, you got to realize you think about football, if you go September, October, and just November, and then hopefully maybe December. And I think with this year's squad, there's a really good chance it could be into December. This is a really good team, folks, and that was a really good quality win. And you're going to know a little bit more after this week against Conley, as Coach talked about. Very fast, very athletic. Always have 2 or 3 to 4 guys who are D1 prospects. Their quarterback, who is a D1 cornerback, not quarterback, but he's a very good quarterback. He's got an offer from Texas among all the ones that he has. And so this is going to be a real good test for the Vikings. And this is those type of games that help you learn, win or lose, going into the district season. All right. That's going to do it for week 2. Look, we're already about to be into week 3, folks. That's how quick this goes. This is why I always tell people the wins and losses are important, but the most important thing is just enjoy the football because it is gone in a blink of an eye. Anyway, we'll be back for week 3 right here on the Lago Vista Football Show, brought to you by Lago Vista Booster Clubs on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.